Hello, friends. Welcome to one-on-one coaching, where we believe we not only have the right to control our lives, we deserve to create them. So, this is episode 4, and we're still talking about step 2 of my 5-step program to create a life worthy of you. And in the last episode, I was talking about purpose, which is one of the things that I use to discover my light, as I call step 2. And in this one, I'm going to talk about dreams. And you've heard it before by many other experts. You have probably heard about vision setting, you have heard about goal setting, and all these other things, but you probably think this is dumb and stupid. So let me start with a quote by Napoleon Hill from his book Think and Grow Rich, and it's from the chapter of imagination. And it says this: our only limitation within reason is the development and use of our imagination. Our only limitation within reason is the development and use of our imagination. Well, imagination is nothing necessarily just for kids, it's also used for adults. As a matter of fact, we do this every single day, almost 24/7. We tend to imagine the worst case scenario. We think about all the possible ways we can lose our job. We think of all the possible ways that somebody out there can come and kill us or steal something or anything other negative experience that you can think of. And we rarely use it to think about how our life should look like when we're doing what we love. When I say creating a life worthy of you, I really think of a life that gets the most out of you, that it doesn't even feel like effort or work. It just feels natural. It's a life where you're waking up every single day and you feel like you're going to do what you were meant to do, regardless of how stupid you might think that is right now, whether you know how to do it now or not. It doesn't really matter. We're thinking about a situation in which you have everything you wanted and everything that makes you feel whole. So dreams is what gets us there. Not dreams in terms of thinking about rainbows and unicorns, although you can probably think about those things too. An example of that would be Disney, where dreams come true for many kids, and it's known to be the happiest place on earth. But in this situation, I'm talking about using our imagination to create a sense of destination, a sense of purpose in moving towards something that we want to accomplish. If you think about a GPS, the GPS is technically useless until you give it a direction. You have to give an address, otherwise the GPS won't tell you how to go there or how to get there. Our mind functions exactly the same way. Have you noticed how much time you lose during the day on stupid stuff and insignificant things just because you don't give yourself a specific direction? Um, or have you noticed how much effort you put in on some things because you gave yourself a specific goal to accomplish, whatever that might be? That's exactly the way the mind works, and how this process of discovering who you are and who you want to be functions. You have to start thinking about where you want to end. You don't have to be perfect about it. You don't have to know exactly how to get there, but you do have to start thinking about what are you doing in your ideal situation. Maybe you want a specific role or a specific title or level of promotion, whatever that might be. Think about what you're going to be doing there. Why do you want it? How does it make you feel? What types of activities will you be doing with it? If you're going to get more money with it, what are you planning to use that money for? Where are you going to be living? What type of car would you have? What type of people and friends would you be hanging out with? What type of clothing would you be wearing? All these things are worthwhile thinking about because that's going to start framing your mind in such a way that you will start looking for ways to get there. See, what happens many times with me is that I have an idea, for example, of running a study on this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And for months, I've had the idea, but the reason I didn't start it with it is because I didn't know how to do all these specifics in terms of how will people enroll with it, how am I going to sell it, how many flyers am I going to use, how much am I going to charge for it, how many people do I want in it, like all these details on how to get it done. And I didn't even think to sit and just explore what type of experience would I want to create for them, what type of engagement would I want with this group, what type of people do I want in the group. Do I want them to care about the money? Do I want them to be moved into something like more specific in their life? Is it all about becoming rich, or is it more about becoming aware? And it's the experience that probably drives me more to figure out how to get there. If I start thinking about steps 1 through 100 and losing sight of where I want to end, most likely I'll be setting up steps that are going to take me someplace else that I don't want to be in. So the whole purpose of figuring out your dreams is not to feel like a kid or treat it as a game. It's more for you to start framing your mind to look for the things that are going to take you there. Just as you think of your worst enemy and you think of them in a specific way, it's very likely that your mind will find all the reasons to prove you're right, to prove that that person's a jerk, to prove that that person's arrogant, to prove that that person has a high ego. It's going to happen. It's the way the mind works. You tell your mind a direction, and your mind's going to find a way to prove you're right. So in this situation, what I'm asking you to do is to take time to ask for the right thing of your mind. Set up the framework where you want to be shooting towards, and your mind will find ways to get you there. So that's it. Dreams. Go make the exercise, sit down, try to figure out who you want to be working with. What type of activities would you like to be doing that day? Or ideally, what type of work would you be doing? Who are you going to be hanging out? Who are going to be your friends? Who will be your mentors? What type of car would you have? How many children would you have? Or spouse or whatever? Which house, where, neighborhood, place, time of day, weather. Think of all the things that you can so you start framing your mind to get you there. So that's it. Episode 4. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.